Okay, so he didn't really do much in that turn. He moved a few troops around. The Spanish met up with the British right. He still bunched up in the centre, although he didn't press home any attack. We did break that attack that we just had in the last turn. They've scarfed somewhere. He set up his guns here in the centre, or he moved another battery there, and we managed to take out one of his guns with some counter battery fire as well. Spanish look like they're continuing to withdraw from the left, but that cavalry's still poised there. And there's a few sort of hodgepodge piecemeal units back here. So we're still going to carry on sweeping around to the west and then chase them into that woods. Into the woods. It's going to be hard going if we actually have to fight any troops that we haven't depleted in the woods, but we'll see if and when we get to it. So, carrying on with my plan, I'm going to use these troops to sweep down. Hopefully, in a second, if that supply cart doesn't go anywhere, we'll be able to capture it. Where are we there? So we don't want to spread them out too much, so we bring them out there. We skirmish a line down there, because we're going to start to eventually get into position and bring in the 2nd Division. Ruffin, stay there. Now we can re-sight this artillery. It's under no major threat. Is that a good spot there? It is quite a nice spot, so we'll put it there. Supply and our cavalry, bring them due west. Keep getting disordered from the high ground and stuff like that. Might try and split them up. Maybe there's less of a chance getting disordered if there's less of them in a single hex. These guys are going to stay where they are. Maybe bring that skirmish line forward a little bit, just to give us advance warning if they do decide to swing north. You can get your supply wagon a little bit closer to you. So this is where all the action's happening at the moment, in the centre. I'm going to start off with some artillery fire. What can they see? Some bunched up troops over here. I'm not going to have a go at his artillery, just because counter battery fire generally is pretty useless. It wasn't really done, it was a bit of a waste of ammo. These guys, again, can have another go at the same formation, but they're not facing, so we can't. I'm going to have a crack at his cavalry, try and take a view and break them. This battery's got some nice bunched up troops there, so I'm going to have a go at one of these formations. So we wiped out one unit entirely by the look of it. I'll have a go at these. So his attack in the centre was pretty useless, to be honest. We took a few hundred troops. We'll have a look in a second how many we actually got with his attack. Now this artillery can see these guys, so we're going to have a go at these guys. They can hopefully see these guys here in their arc of fire. Yep. Ooh. Heavy guns, eh? Have a go here. So with these arcs of fire, we're laying havoc on this open ground here, which was our initial intention. We did predetermine that these were good spots for our artillery, so that is a plan coming into play. So, movement-wise, we said that we were going to bring some artillery here to the edge of the woods, to maybe even to this high ground overlooking here, the edge of the river, because that will be a nice place to set up some guns. Not too worried about the skirmishes there. You may bring some troops up, but I'm not overly worried. We'll bring our skirmisher line forward, right out the woods. Bring up some troops. Face them that way. Same with them. And we'll bring our line here a little bit closer up to the edge of the woods overlooking the road. Just because it looks like it is actually higher ground than the road. So if the Spanish try and cross, we'll be there waiting for them. Some reserves here, sort of split them between the two flanks, or the right and left, if you like, of this formation. Mail hordes now in position. Move them round to a nice place where they can charge if the need arises, so we don't have to move them if they are needed. And we'll move them around there. So we've got mass cavalry here overlooking and protecting these main roads out of Talavera. Move them there. Move these guys here. Supply wagon carry on coming down. Decent carry on coming down. Keep bringing the guard down as well. And their supply. We've got about a little bit of a supply dump going on, or we'll have in the centre. Bring the garrison troops down. Carry on bringing them down. So we are starting to build up a nice force in the centre here as well. Who have we got here? Got some cavalry. I'm going to leave it there for the moment. What we could do is potentially have a shot at the skirmishers just to get them out of the way. Another shot. And potentially start to bring some troops a little bit more into a forward attacking position. Because I'm slowly and steadily realising now that I'm going to have to counter-attack this centre. Maybe give it a couple more turns just to see if he tries to attack these batteries again in suicidal charges, and chip away at his numbers. I mean, if we were to have a look now at victory, what we got? So we've lost 38 men, and he's lost close to 2,000. That's because of those suicidal charges, as the AI tends to do, crazy things. But we're still on a draw. We still need to get a few more points. 179. So what are we going for? Let's say a minor victory. Be happy with that. There's 250, so we're almost there. And then bring these troops up through the woods. Bring these skirmishers. We'll leave them where they are for a second. Bring them forward. Bring them forward. Bring them forward. And my cavalry, I mean, there's no space for them, first of all. I mean, we could use them, it is fairly open ground here. But however, I'd have to use my cavalry, I'd have to clear a space within my troops first, because if I pass cavalry through the same hex as infantry, they're going to get disordered, they're going to have to wait a turn or two to go through that disorder check, and then so they could actually be an effective fighting force. So I'm going to leave them where they are for a second. I'm not quite sure how I'm going to use them yet en masse. Just looking there, we could bring them around to the right a little bit more, just because we haven't got we're quite thinly spread out on this right flank. And I think I'm actually going to do that. So if we have a look who we're going to take. We'll take the Hussars. And we'll take the Chasseurs or Cheval. No, they do have leader, they've got Beaumont there. So Beaumont's going to take his guys up there. We can get Jourdan up into a nice position here as well. So yeah, I'm going to bring my Hussars and my Chasseurs or Chevals, excuse me, of the 1st Cavalry Corps, and bring them into this open area here. To do exactly the same thing, just to press home any advantage, or to act as a rear guard should my troops not be able to do what they're supposed to do, or what I've asked them to do. So that's it for this time, and I'll catch you, there's a situation, and I'll catch you after Wellington's done his stuff.